Hey girl, hey. Ciao. Okay, come on in here. Come on in, girls. Grab a seat. Get yourselves together because it's about to be on and popping. I'm so excited to do this video first and foremost because I know how y'all are about this vaginitis. And girls, okay, so first of all, I'm gonna break the study down, okay? I'm in these New England Journal streets, so y'all don't have to be, okay? I'm gonna break this study down. I'm gonna explain what it says, and then I'm going to give you my take on it. And it's just my take, like, do what you do. I treat vaginitis a lot differently than most doctors do. And that's why I have such an amazing cure rate with vaginitis. And I think that I'm going to educate on my treatment and lifestyle things that you have to do. You absolutely have to do in order to rid yourself of this vaginitis. And some of you may be like, nope, see, I told you, but it's not really giving that, yeah, slam dunk. It's not giving the slam dunk move vibe energy that y'all think it's gonna give, because I was hyped. I thought I was gonna read something that was gonna be revolutionary, change the game, because you know doctors are real slow to read stuff and change their protocols and stuff like that. Honey, this article was published on March the 5th. Okay, I'm just March the 5th. This girl is barely 2 weeks old. Okay, and I was underwhelmed. All right, so let's get into it, okay? And so first of all, let me just say, before we even, because y'all might have to take a couple of notes. Now, I'm not going to make this real scientific, although the damn study wasn't that scientific in my perception, but I'm not going to make this real scientific. I'm going to just break it down real easy for y'all, okay? But before we get started, and when we're talking about vaginitis, there are 7 different types of vaginitis, okay? And let's just say that for starters, okay? Now, let's look at this study. So basically, the study showed, the study showed that there's evidence of sexual exchange of BV-associated organisms between partners, which suggests that male partner treatment may increase the likelihood of cure, right? Now, let me say that again. Basically, what they're saying, there is some evidence showing that the organisms, bugs, whatever you want to call it, that cause vaginitis, they're saying that there may be some exchange to suggest that it can be transferred sexually. Okay. So treating the partner might increase the likelihood of cure. Now, I'm going to tell you, we'll get to it. I'm going to tell you the part that I do agree with, that yes, there may be some sexual association, kinda. And you'll hear my take on that. Do I feel like treating male partners would cure it based on why I feel like it's transferred? The answer is a strong no. But let's see what the study shows. And then we're going to pump. And then you decide. You decide, sis. You decide what you want to do. Now, females with BV, supposedly, now this is who the study was with, and I got issues with this too. So females with BV in a monogamous relationship with a heterosexual man. So it's heterosexual females in a monogamous relationship with the heterosexual man. Well, hold on. First of all, you know what you do, right? But you don't know what somebody else does. So who's to say you're in a monogamous relationship? I mean, you could think it, you could hope it, but you can't confirm it, right? With a heterosexual male. Well, child, this is 2025, and we in the matrix. So he could say anything, but the assumption for the study was a heterosexual female, a heterosexual male in a monogamous relationship. I don't even know where they have too many of those anymore, but they out here. But that was the study group. And so there were 2 groups, okay? There were 2 groups. The treatment, there was Okay, so there was two. I'm trying to not take this down too much of a scientific rabbit hole because that shit gets boring. So basically, they had two groups. One group was a group of females who got treated with pills, right? And those pills were metronidazole, 400 milligrams twice a day for 7 days. Now, y'all know that shit don't work. Y'all know metronidazole is 7 types of vaginitis. Metronidazole only kills 4 of the 7. Okay, and most doctors' offices don't even check for all 7. Let me just say that. Okay, but so the one group was women who were treated with metronidazole for 7 days. Okay, and the male partner got nothing, no meds, no nothing. And so I guess the response or the check back or the spin the block was at 12 weeks. Okay. And so they saw that 63% of this group got BV again, which is no damn surprise because the medication y'all gave don't work anyway. But lest we keep going. Group 2 were women who got those same pills, the metronidazole 400 milligrams twice a day for 7 days, right? And then the males, here's the cliffhanger. Here's the thing. The males got a cream. They got 2% clindamycin cream applied to their penis twice a day for 7 days. Now, first of all, which one of y'all dudes gonna do this? Which one of y'all dudes is gonna rub clindamycin on a pita weeder twice a day for 7 days to fix your problem? Because you know how they are. It might be somebody out there. I don't want to generalize, but I'm just saying. So y'all know me. Y'all know that clindamycin is what I treat with anyway. I don't even use metronidazole. So for real, clindamycin is the treatment. Now, what they saw was at 12 weeks, only 35% of those women were reinfected or had a recurrence, right? So they're saying, oh, we got to stop it and we got to get this research out here because when we gave the men the cream, it was less than half of the recurrence. Well, was it less than half because you put the cream on the man's pita weeder, or is it that the cream was in the equation because it's the thing that treats the infection anyway? So how about this? Where was the group? Because I feel like it should have been 3 groups. So where was the group that would have treated the women with clindamycin alone, and then we could have seen what the recurrence rate was? So I'm not hating on the study, but to me, the study seems incomplete and it makes a lot of assumptions. So y'all are assuming that we're comparing apples to apples because you're like, oh, monogamous. Well, that's subjective because some men don't cheat. Some men cheat, and depending on what they consider it in their mind, they still in a monogamous relationship. So I don't really feel that. And then you have a medication with a high failure rate, and then you add in the actual treatment medication. And are we saying that it works because it's the actual treatment medication, or is it because it's on the man? I'm just wondering. I ain't feeling it. Now, the side effects, I'm going to tell you the side effects of the clindamycin cream on the males, which I think this is a bunch of bullshit too, but the side effects were nausea, headache, and a metallic taste. Child, the metallic taste is going to be more with metronidazole, not necessarily clindamycin in a cream. Okay, a little weird for me, but that's it. So if you know me, let's talk about why I'm saying the things that I'm saying. And it's not that I'm being reluctant. It's not that I'm being a hater. This is my specialty. This is what I do. Vaginitis is what I love. Because I understand it and I'm able to fix it. Praise God. So the thing is that when it comes to vaginitis, let's talk about the causes of vaginitis. For me, I stick with 3 main causes of vaginitis, and it hasn't led me or many of my patients astray yet, any that I know of. Unless they keep doing the same stuff I'm telling them not to do, and that ain't my fault. That's your fault. But nevertheless, First of all, is treatment failure. Again, metronidazole, it's only going to kill 4 out of the 7. If you're treating somebody with metronidazole, they're going to have a recurrence because I've had people with all 7 types of vaginitis, 5 types, maybe 1 type. But if you're not treating all the types, you're not necessarily having a recurrence. That was never treated in the first place. And it's difficult to say because if we have limited testing and then you're not given the medication that fixes all the types of vaginitis, of course you're going to have failures. So that's one of the issues I have with the study. But in general, the next thing when it comes to vaginitis is really, really, really based a lot on lifestyle and hygiene. But people be doing too much, like way too much, like stop, like don't do so much. So y'all are going to want to squabble me in the comments. Since it's so like near and dear to my heart, I don't even know. I might not respond to anything because I be over here like, so sis, meet me on my DMs. Like I be really agitated sometimes. But when it comes to hygiene, don't do so much. The vagina is very simple and less is more. So are you ready for the rules? Are you ready for the rules? Okay, here are the rules. Never shampoo your hair in the shower. Never use liquid soap of any kind. I don't care who made it. I don't care if it's made with the tears of sweet baby Jesus. I don't care how organic you think it is, how natural you think it is. If it is a liquid, you're going to get vaginitis. Let me put you on to something. As a chemist, whenever you make anything, there's a base for everything. And what do I say? Like I say, if you fry chicken, you can't fry chicken without the grease, right? You make spaghetti, you can't make spaghetti without the sauce. Like, there's a base for everything. So the base, believe it or not, for body wash is the same of that for shampoo, body wash, laundry detergent, dish detergent. The base is the same. Your vagina is like, oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now, maybe back in the day, you know, when the formulas were different and situations were different, then maybe. But where it sits right now, and baby, no, it's the base is all the same. Your vagina is like, no, ma'am. A couple of other things, since this is my channel and I can say what I want. No perfume soap, no deodorant soap, all these antibacterial soaps. They're antibacterial for your hands, for the bacteria that on your hands, staph and strep, not the Gardnerellas, the Apotalums, the Mobiloncuses. No, sis. Okay. So wrong type of antibacterial, all the fragrance and the this and the that jacking you up. No perfume soap, no deodorant soap, no feminine washes. I don't care who made it. None of the pH balancing, the refreshes, the honey pot, none of all of that. Not even baby wipes. I usually tell my patients to use water wipes, okay? There are only 2 soaps that I will co-sign. Yes, I'm self-serving. One of them is my soap that I created especially for you guys. That's why it's called the Body Wash Bar, because it has all the things in it that you want. And that is, it actually even decreases your discharge. And one of my patients put me onto that. And then somebody else was like, yeah, I did notice that. But so it's going to help with your discharge. It kills all of the bugs that are specific to your vagina, as well as staph and strep and all of the things that are on your skin. It helps with hyperpigmentation. It is so freaking moisturizing and it smells amazing. And all of it is natural. It's all chemical free. It ain't hard. It's expensive to do, but it's not hard to do. So it's like, if you know better, do better. And before I knew better and before I created my bar, for 15, 20 years of practice, I would say Dove White Bar Soap, okay? The original, the OG, the not all this sensitive skin, exfoliate, nah. The unscented, nah. Just the original, the Dove OG original, okay? You know, I never want to be that provider to make you feel like you can't get healed or you can't get help if you don't buy my product. That's some other doctors. It ain't me. So like I said, before I created my product, which I live by because it's chemical free, and it's born and bred. I don't think you'll find anybody has anything negative to say about it. It's that girl. But if it's not within your bandwidth, you can still get resolution to hygiene stuff, okay? And I mean from the neck to the feet. Now, And I mean, you can wash your face with it if you want to, because it's great with hyperpigmentation, and it also kills the bugs that's associated with acne, which is bacteroides. It kills that as well, but you know, people already have their facial routines. What I want to say to people too is please wash your vagina, not the inside. The inside of your vagina is the actual vagina, where the penis and the tampons go. But the outside, where the lips are, the large lips, the small lips, or the major or the minor, that is the vulva. You can wash that with soap, sis. I don't know who told y'all not to wash that with soap, baby. You keep coming in with these UTIs and got all this discharge caked up all up on the lips. Wash that thing with some soap, okay? No judgment. I'm not judging. I'm just trying to help you out for free. Wash that thing with some soap. And I even had somebody who was like, I don't wash my booty with soap. Never mind, I'm not even gonna go into it. But the point is that please wash, please wash. If it's a safe soap, it's a safe soap. Anything else soaking your behind in Epsom salt is a no. Sitting in bubble baths, it's a no. I don't care how expensive the stuff is, okay? For my interesting, colorful people who like to sit in bleach and apple cider vinegar and all this other stuff, baby, y'all are pickling, y'all are drying out, y'all are jerkying this coochie. Stop with the coochie jerky. Just stop getting creative. Just stop. You want to smell good, get some nice oils, spend some money on some expensive perfumes. You know what I mean? Spray your linen down. We might come out with that too. I don't know. I'm tired of creating stuff, but spray your linens down with some but the shower, I don't understand why y'all gotta have raspberries dropping out the ceiling and ivy. Get in there, get you a washcloth, wash everything with some soap 2 or 3 times, and go and get out and go about your business. Lotion down so you're not dry and ashy, and keep it moving, sis. Okay, so the bottom line is, when it comes to hygiene, stop doing so much. I got one of my guilty pleasures is not guilty pleasures, but something that I do, like before we stop going to the J, aka Target, before we stop going, and I would walk down a feminine aisle to see what was new, because I knew the office was going to be popping next week if it was a new product out, because it all causes vaginitis. There's nothing on. Let me tell you what I tell my patients. If you got an abscess in your tooth and your tooth is just draining straight pus, is this something on the aisles of these stores, your Target, your Walmart, your Walgreens? Is this something on the aisles of these stores that could fix you? No. If your C-section scar was oozing green stuff, thick clumpy stuff, oozing green stuff, smelling bad, is this something on these aisles that could fix you? You would trust to fix you, you would put on it. Okay, so when your vagina gets infected, why is the first thing y'all do is to run down to the store and get all this stuff on the aisle? It's a whole vagina. What are you doing? If it's infected, it needs treatment, point blank, period. So stop doing that, because that's just going to make your problem worse. Okay, if you didn't have vaginitis, because y'all be self-diagnosing, if you didn't have vaginitis, you're going to have it when you leave that feminine aisle. Just tell you. Okay, so there's that. So now we have the hygiene part of it. So we have medication failure. We have, I can't say poor hygiene habits, but too much, too extra, doing the most, maximalist hygiene. And now let's get to the sex part of it, which is why with this study, it gets the full side eye from me. Because now I have always told my patients that women think that semen is just sperm. It is not. It's sperm, it's urine, it's blood, it's pus, right? Anything that a man does, what he eats, what he doesn't eat, what his diet encompasses, what it lacks, what medication he's taking, what medication he's supposed to be taking, what disorders he has, all the things, the popping perks, the sipping, all of that is encompassed in his semen as well. Even if he's diabetic and his blood sugar is high, and you have unprotected sex with him, you're going to notice that you have recurrent yeast infections, right? So it is not about what's on his penis. It's about what's coming out of his penis. And it's not that it's sexually transmitted. If he has a bad diet, that's going to mess up his balance, which in turn is going to mess up your balance. You see what I mean? If he doesn't drink water, if he has a poor diet, if he is on a whole bunch of stuff, them gas station honey poppers, honey, he not taking his medic, all of that is encompassed in his semen, and then that is what jacks up your balance per se. So it's not about what's on his penis, it's about what's coming out of it. because I implore you. Yeah, I'm just saying. So this is why when I look and I say, oh, well, they put clindamycin cream on his penis. So yeah, so the problem is that the clindamycin treated the vaginitis more effectively than the metronidazole. It wasn't that it was on his penis. It wasn't that it was even treating anything on his penis. Maybe it is, I don't know. But the reality of the situation is the clindamycin being in the picture, to me, is just proof positive that, for me, and a lot of these doctors use metronidazole as the first layer or the standard of care. I don't. I use clindamycin, and it's just more proof to me that that should be the standard of care. And it should just be more proof to you. Now, at the end of the day, you know, someone gonna be like, nah, he needs to be treated. Baby, do your thing. Do your thing. If you want to have this man running around putting cream twice a day on his Peter Weeder all up in his drawers, and if that's the case, I'm okay with that. Make sure you run over to Clean and Cute and get some of the male garment wash, because you're going to need it. You're going to need it to clean that, all the clindamycin off of his penis and out of his underwear. So run on over to cleanandcute.shop, because we got you covered no matter what. But I'm just saying, I don't necessarily take a lot of credence. I don't take a lot of confidence in the study. And I know that you guys thought this was going to be the holy grail to do all that. I knew it. Y'all ain't been listening to me all these years. I knew it. Well, maybe you knew it, sis, but for different reasons. So if you guys are not going to talk to these men about their lifestyles, won't you cook so they can have some home cooked meals and stay out of the Chick-fil-A and out of the Burger King and out of the Popeyes, okay? So they can have some balanced meals and eat some greenery and drink some water, and stop with the Takis and all the foolishness that's causing them to have all this inflammation and craziness in their bodies, and then come and ejaculate that into you. And if you can't change a man's lifestyle, then you need to be like, sweetie, what you're going to do is lose the privileges of having unprotected sex. You keep jacking me up. How do you know when it's your partner? If you're like, yeah, I got treated, I'm good, I don't have any discharge, I don't have any odors, I'm feeling good about this thing, and then you have sex, and then 2 days later, boom, you right back at it. Girl, it's him. It's him. It is him. Okay? And if you can't get him to change his lifestyle or change his habits, then maybe it's time to say, hey, listen, you know, you need to start wearing a condom, because we're not going to go off on a whole nother tangent, but it's the pick-me mentality that's allowing this stuff to happen. It's the pick-me mentality that's allowing people to, don't even get me started. But, you know, the reality of the situation is you have to start speaking up for yourself, and you have to start defending yourself and your vaginas, because y'all will get on here and y'all will tear fire to a whole clinician about this vaginitis and not being able to fix your vaginitis. And I done had this for 8 years, but you done had the same partner for 8 years, been doing the same thing. You won't say nothing to him. Like, you won't say nothing. So my attitude is, when you figure out what causes it, and also for my women who are like, yeah, I have protected sex and I still get vaginitis, it's the condoms. It's the condoms. The only condoms that I endorse, and again, these people don't reach out to me. I don't talk to these people. They don't even send free condoms to my office, but because I love y'all, I endorse their product. I can't stand them, but I love y'all. In the space of B Condoms, it is a Black-owned company here in Atlanta, and the issue is that the lubricant that's on most condoms, which is naloxone 9, it irritates the vagina. It makes it swell. It makes it burn. You know, he'd be like, yeah, I killed that thing. It wasn't you, sir. It was the lubricant on the condom that caused a bunch of swelling and discomfort, making a lot of women think that they're actually even allergic to latex, and they're likely not. If how you were diagnosed is in the spirit of a condom, likely not. And actually, if that condom breaks, when the naloxone 9 is the lubricant, it makes it easier for you to contract HIV. So that ain't what we really want to do. Like I said, B condoms, they don't use naloxone 9. The condom itself, they come in various sizes, and it does not make your vagina uncomfortable, and it does not cause vaginitis. So if having protected intercourse is your jam and you are still having issues, please try B Condom Company. And it's the letter B. The box looks like a hologram or like aluminum foil per se. But please try that condom company and then drop a line at some point and let me know whether you liked it or not. So I hope this, again, help somebody. I hope it kind of broke down the study. And like I said, if you feel like you want to have your partner treated and your partner's okay being treated, girl, it ain't fitting to hurt you. It ain't fitting to hurt you. It ain't fitting to hurt you. And I'm perfectly okay. You know, I'm not saying that I don't feel like partners should be treated. I'm just saying I don't feel like it's effective. I feel like if you change lifestyle things and you treat the female effectively, you won't necessarily have to treat the partner. But at the end of the day, that's not everybody's reality. So this is me breaking down a study for you. Again, New England Journal of Medicine. It was published March 5th of 2025. And yes, I don't think it's the flex that they think it is. But go off, sis. Go off. I hope this blessed you. And thank you so much for listening. Share this with anybody who suffers with vaginitis. Share this with anybody who you think can use this. And share this with the fellas. Because when y'all roll up on them and they like, what you mean? What kind of cream? What you trying to say? Like, you got something? Like, we need to talk about this. Share the video, sis. Just share the video so it can get all broke down. Just share the video so we ain't got no questions, okay? So I hope this was of service to somebody. Y'all know how I am. And we'll see you next time. And make sure you drop in the comments what your thoughts are on what I said tonight.